Welcome to the kitchen. I'm Chef Victoria Love, and today we're going to make our own Greek yogurt. Now, we need 2 ingredients. That's it, actually. We need some milk and some yogurt. Now, this is Greek yogurt, and it has in it live and active cultures. So we're going to add this to our milk after we've heated it up so that a fermentation process begins. I always, in school, I'm a teacher in a middle school in New York City, we have tons of leftover milk. So today we're gonna make it with low-fat milk and test and make sure it comes out okay. And we're gonna use our crock pot because this is a long, slow process. It's gonna take a long time. So we're gonna add 1 quart first and then another quart. So we're gonna have 2 quarts all together. And now we're gonna add our second quart. So we have 2 quarts of milk, low-fat milk in our crock pot. And we are going to turn this on low temperature. Let's get the top on. There we go. And we're going to put it on for 2.5 hours. So we're going to select low, and I have a timer on this one and it will turn itself off. If you have an older model, you're going to have to pay attention and make sure you turn it off in 2.5 hours, and this will heat up the milk to the correct temperature. In the meantime, I'm going to measure 3/4 of a cup of this Greek yogurt and let it sit out at room temperature, so that way when we combine the two, the cold yogurt won't affect it. It'll be nice and at room temperature. So again, 3/4 of a cup of our Greek yogurt, and make sure that your yogurt says live and active cultures on it, and then we'll wait our 2.5 hours and come back and check it out. And I just want you to look at this. Look how insanely thick this Greek yogurt is. This is Cabot's Greek yogurt, and it is really nice and thick. So what we want to make is something as thick as this. There we go. Now this one is 2% milk fat as well. Our milk container is 1%, so not much of a difference. It's an experiment each time whenever you're making something. See how it changes the appearance, texture, taste. If, let's say, we use whole milk instead. So I'm gonna make this again with skim milk and double check and see how it turns out, and then probably experiment again and make it with whole milk and make sure I figure out which one I like the best. It has been 3 hours and this has been sitting here. It's still warm to the touch. And our 3/4 of a cup of yogurt, Greek yogurt, is right here. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this into here and mix it up so that way it's easier to mix together. Okay, so we'll take a ladle full and mix that in. And that will help this, because it's so thick. We do want to get it a little bit lighter. We don't want to have chunks of yogurt in here. So I'll do another ladle full. Mix it in. I'm just mixing this up and whisking it till it's really nice and thin so we can pour it into our milk. And then what we're gonna do is mix this all together, seal it back up. See, it's still a little chunky, so we gotta really whisk that in. And after we seal it, we're actually gonna cover it with a towel. I don't have a towel, so I have a bit of a blanket. We're gonna cover that, and that'll help keep this warm. And then I'm gonna leave this overnight, and when I come in the morning, we should have yogurt. The fermentation process will have taken place, and we'll have yogurt. And then I'm gonna strain it again another night in the refrigerator to strain off all the liquid, and we'll have our Greek yogurt. All right, so we'll get this back on top. And we're gonna lock it into place. Keep the warmth in. It's not that hot, it's very gentle warm. And then we're gonna cover it with this blanket, and that'll help keep it nice and warm at the right temperature. There we go. And I'll see what it looks like in the morning. Here we go, moment of truth. I even left a sign to make sure nobody took the blanket off the counter, wondering what a blanket was doing there. And let's see what it looks like. I hope it's thickened up and we have yogurt. Hey, let's see. Ooh, Okay, it certainly smells like yogurt, and look at that. Woo! We have yogurt. Now, this would be, at this stage, regular yogurt, but we want to make Greek yogurt. And the difference between regular yogurt and Greek yogurt is, can you see there's a lot of liquid? So all of this liquid is drained off in Greek yogurt, and I just got this ultimate yogurt strainer on Amazon. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this inside this container, which has a fine mesh sieve inside, and it will strain overnight in the refrigerator. Ta-da! See? Very fine mesh. And we're gonna put the yogurt in here, and all the liquid will strain out overnight. And what we'll end up having is that really thick Greek yogurt. So let me get everything from the crock pot into here and get it in the fridge. And again, I'll have to wait overnight to show you what it looks like tomorrow. So just with a nice big spoon, I'm gonna ladle this into here. You can see there's a lot of liquid. We don't need to add that. I'm gonna strain that off. Now, lucky me, my entire 2 quarts of yogurt fit in here, and you can see it's already straining off the extra liquid. Now that is whey, and you can even save the liquid and use it. I have a recipe on my YouTube channel for making cornbread using whey. So save it, reserve it. You can use it with pancakes as well, and some people like to give it to their dogs. So don't throw that out either. Save it, and we are really saving a lot of money because that container of yogurt that I got, the Cabot yogurt, was $7.99 at Key Food in Manhattan. And this is only gonna cost us pennies on the dollar, considering I've only used 3/4 of a cup of that yogurt, and the rest was milk that I saved left over from lunch. So this is a great money saving activity. So you could do this at home with milk from the store. This is 1% again, and you're gonna end up with a lot of yogurt. Now, if you don't have a yogurt strainer like this, you can simply line a strainer with cheesecloth and then put it in a bowl and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. So completely economical. This was about $30 on Amazon, our ultimate yogurt strainer. For me, it was a great investment because I plan on making this lots with our students. So let me get that into the refrigerator. Here we go, moment of truth. This sat overnight in the refrigerator, and look, wow, so thick. And see how much whey came off? It's an insane amount of liquid. So this is amazing. Let's just check and see how thick it is. Woo, look at this. This is our homemade Greek yogurt. We made this with leftover 1% milk from our school lunches. You can do this at home with your own 1% milk. And you just need a yogurt with active cultures to start it. So remember, this was 2 quarts of our 1% and a 3/4 cup measure of the Cabot Greek yogurt. So I'm just gonna get this in my, that's so thick. I'm gonna get this in my bowl, top it with some blueberries and a little honey. And this is a healthy breakfast with lots of protein. Oh, that was absolutely delicious. I love how thick this is, and the honey gives it a little bit of sweetness. The flavor is phenomenal. I hope you make this at home. If you don't have this yogurt strainer, just use a sieve lined with cheesecloth. Don't throw out the whey, save that. You can use it to make pancakes, cornbread, give it to your dog. I even have a YouTube video on my channel that uses whey. I'll put the link in the description, and I have over 470 videos on my channel, so please check them out and come back for more. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen. Leave me a comment and let me know how you like the recipe. For more recipe demonstrations, please click like and subscribe to Chef Victoria Loves YouTube channel and have fun in the kitchen. Thank you.